I think at this particular point, it really is more along the lines of, oops, we're late. I'm late.
Still getting adjusted to our schedule.
Yeah, it happens. But the good news is we can still record it. And whenever you guys are ready, we can go ahead and do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good now.
Okay. I'm just putting M&M in my mouth, so it'll come in a second.
So you essentially have a small ball in your mouth. Gotcha.
Oh, boy.
Just one. Got to leave the other one hanging out.
Oh, boy.
Heyo.
Heyo. Welcome to the podcast where a group of friends get together and talk about gaming-related topics and offer both informed and uninformed opinions. I'm your host, Luminari, and I'm accompanied today by my co-hosts, the Nordic Cajun.
Hi-ho, the dairy-o, the killing we will go.
The Eternal Barcode, Imee.
Hello, everybody.
And from the Emerald Dream, Rain of the Crit Chicken.
Bet you were expecting them relaxed like last week. Aha.
But it was me, Dio.
Just absolutely living at the moment.
Yay.
God, I love that show.
Where are we? Episode 53, I think. I didn't have time to check and research and all the good stuff.
I think so.
I think so. Well, we're episode 53, potentially, if not 52 and a half. But before we get into that, Imee has important words.
Yes, 10% of all the donations, bits, or subscription revenue goes to the Trevor Project. With more on what the Trevor Project is, here is Ping.
The Trevor Project is the leading organization working to end LGBTQ youth suicide in the US and beyond. The non-profit operates several programs to help prevent and respond to the public health crisis of LGBTQ youth suicide, including 24/7 free crisis services, research, advocacy, education, and peer support.
All right, thank you, Ping.
Pingu.
Yay.
Also, this is an opinion show, and
If you have no money, don't sue us.
There we go. All opinions are our own, do not reflect our employers. We're poor, don't sue us, etc., etc. Okay. So what were we going with? We were going with...
On the docket tonight, we have YouTube being dumb, where it is emphasizing long-form content retention based on really dumb metrics. If you're doing regular form or it's heavily promoting short-form video formats, the entire production staff of Zero Punctuation over at The Escapist has up and quit all at the same time. And Epic Games is just losing money like there is no tomorrow. They are just hemorrhaging money because apparently giving away free games is a bad business idea.
Who would have thunk?
I wonder why Steam hasn't done that.
I know, right?
Because they like money.
Yeah, Steam actually wants to make money. And I know, like, I guess we'll dive into this right away. Like, I know Epic Store was trying to take on Gaben or Lord Gaben, but come on, really? That's damn near impossible to take on Steam because it A has been around for so long and B makes so much money that you're going to have a very hard time trying to beat them at anything. They're the de facto standard on where you go to buy PC games. So for Epic Games sort of say, hey, we'll steal a bunch of their customers by giving away free shit, you can't really do that a whole lot. Otherwise, you end up losing money, which is, right where they are right now.
And this is on top of, like, doing exclusives. Like, you can only get X game here. Or
Yeah. So dumb.
Yes. They do offer a better revenue share, which is also potentially another problem. But, developers need money, and we've talked about that, too.
So you're saying Epic Store gives a better revenue share? Or Steam?
Epic.
Well, that may be so. However, when you've been so ingrained into PC gaming for so long, it's a hard way to get players to move away from that.
Oh
'Cause,
yeah.
I mean, where do you go to buy games? I sure as fuck don't go to the EA store or the Origin launcher or the Ubisoft launcher.
Oh
I
god.
don't even have an Epic
Or the
Games
NC
account.
Soft.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on the freaking Rockstar launcher. Shit.
Yeah, or the Kerbal Space Program launcher, the Take-Two Interactive one. Like, I buy games from Steam. And if I'm playing a Blizzard game, the odd occasion I do these days, I buy it from Battle.net. I don't go anywhere else. And to assume you can just be like, oh, hey, we're cool. We're giving away free shit that'll totally make you want to buy my stuff. No. You're just giving me free shit, and I'm not going to buy it from you.
Pretty much. I mean, my biggest thing was whenever they started doing that, I'm like, I'm not splitting my library. I've got thousands of dollars wound up in this. Well, thousands of dollars spent. My library is probably not worth that much considering like everything depreciates in value. But in just video games, I think I was up to like almost 600 titles last time I checked.
Yeah, like, why would I split that? It's bad enough that I couldn't buy World of Warcraft on Steam and I had to use Battle.net, or Diablo on Steam and I had to use Battle.net. Like, it sucked because, like you said, I have 300 some odd games. A friend of mine has over 1,000 games on Steam. We're not about to start putting our money elsewhere because no, I've sunk too much money into Steam.
Yeah, I think literally the only game I've actually purchased on Epic Games was Darkest Dungeon 2 because I wanted to pre-order it. And it got there before it got to Steam, which was really odd for their team to do that. I don't know what Epic promised them for that. But that's literally the only game I've purchased on there. Everything else I've gotten for free, either through Amazon or through Epic Games Store themselves.
Did
Like,
you hear about the new Steam update?
No, what's
No.
going on?
You're gonna be able to hide your naughty games.
My naughty
Oh.
games. You mean that one that my friend bought me on a joke that I have 0 minutes and 0 installs on? I can actually hide on my library? Thank
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah, I was actually going through my Google Drive because apparently I'm almost out of space. And I still have a Snapchat conversation from the two of us, and he says, sorry, not sorry. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I saw in my inbox what it was. I was like, oh, fuck you. Yeah, I have never played this game, and I never will. I just clicked on the library, and apparently there's a guide on how to do a speedrun on this thing. God damn it.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
On what thing?
A game that I'm not going to mention.
That
my
one
friend
thing,
bought me.
one thing that his friends slid him over that one time.
Did
Yeah.
you? It's like Harvey Birdman. Did you play that game? I got you.
He said that you got that thing I sent you.
Did you get that thing that I sent you?
I sent you.
Here we go. 666 games owned, 706 DLCs, 18 years of service of Steam. So,
Oh God.
yeah. So
I remember, like, I avoided Steam when it first came out because I wanted physical discs.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 15 years of service.
Honestly, that was my big thing too. I liked having the physical stuff and keeping the instruction booklets. And some of the games I bought had like cloth maps, and it was swag, right?
You don't get that no more in any hard disk games. Like, you barely even get an instruction manual.
Yep, and it's all digital. But on the upside is I'm no longer carrying around a home entertainment center box full of nothing but my nerd moving around the country. So
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yep. So it's kind of simplified things. I like the idea of digital licensing as long as the service is, it's reputable. And Steam, of course, like 18 years, of course, it's reputable. It's been in business for a really long time. I mean, there's been no hint of it in the news of like diving in stock or anything like that. But we've got Epic Games, and they're hemorrhaging money. So how do you keep it in business? I know that they're backed to some percentage by Tencent.
Not surprising. Tencent has their tentacles and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, it was old news.
I mean, the only thing really keeping them afloat probably would be Fortnite. And even Fortnite's not doing that good right now.
I know that they're doing their throwback special with their OG stuff.
We attempted to play it the other day, and it only brought back bad memories for me because when it first came out, all they had was build. They didn't have the no build they have now.
Mhm.
So playing the old graphics, the old FPS, the old everything with no build, and it it lags. It's bad. I don't understand why that was an appeal to somebody. It's like we were running out of collab ideas. Let's rewind the clock. It reminds me of that old meme of Will Smith coming out the it's rewind time. That's what I felt like was going down with a freaking Fortnite.
Fortnite remaster.
Oh no!
Well,
Can we just not say we did?
well, there's been a whole trend of remastering games, Resident Evil, things like that. Why not Fortnite? Not that I would play it, but man. So, yep. Epic Games losing money. Boo-hoo.
Cry me a river.
No.
No, there's definitely a reason you don't want to be playing that song anymore. We can talk about it offline.
Oh,
It's horribly not
Canceled.
appropriate. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. We'll discuss it
Really?
offline, but inappropriate behavior,
Mm.
horrendous
Sorry,
behavior.
I was quick with that. I'm like, nope, no.
I had no
Yeah.
clue.
Yeah, we'll talk about it offline. It is horrendous behavior. Is the best
Fair
way
enough.
to describe it.
Is it along the same lines of it's cold outside?
No,
No?
No.
no. It's Cold Outside was a different song at a different time when it was actually you could actually trust your neighbor to take your wife in and not have him try and do something stupid.
That's the context of that song is also bad too. But
Well, it's been up for debate, but I mean, it was originally written as like the dude's just offering like somewhere to stay warm.
I guess
It sounds bad by today's standards. It sounds horrifying, but it was originally just like
I really should go, baby. It's cold outside. Let's
Yeah.
just with the new stuff take on it. It was kind of
yeah. When you compare it in today's, that's like watching older movies and older cartoon shows where they have a lot of like inappropriate things that happen. Looking at you, Warner Brothers, or even you and I watched Porky's.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, so the opening of that, the first couple scenes of that, you're like, holy shit, this is language I'm not expecting. But when you look at when the movie was made and the time period it's representing, it's like, okay, yeah, that makes complete total sense. But yeah, it's no, that other song is just we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
yeah. That's why I was like swift. No.
Yep.
Mm. All
But
right.
remember, my brain only goes so far. If I'm not told, I don't know.
No,
So-
and that's why we will fix that.
Right. We educate, correct, and move on with our lives.
We
Mhm.
are.
Speaking of moving on,
We need to put a
the
muzzle on it.
Escapist. Man, was
Holy
that not a
crap.
wild ride? Holy
Okay,
shit.
I have seen multiple like Twitter posts and stuff about that. I don't know what the escapist is. I need some quick, too long
Have you
to read
ever
information.
watched Zero Punctuation on YouTube?
No.
Okay, it's like this guy by the name of Yahtzee Kershaw does a like 5 to 6 minute video game review every week or so, and it's usually not being friendly to game developers because it calls the shots like they are. Like if something is shitty, it'll call it out for being shitty. But that was the big draw to the Escapist. The Escapist was like an online magazine and site that had like game reviews. Zero Punctuation had a live stream of D&D stuff, and it had all kinds of like how-to guides and shit. But this week, they fired the editor-in-chief of The Escapist, and then the entire production team of the Zero Punctuation, the animators, the researchers, and everything else, and Yahtzee and everyone all just quit all at the same time. They were like, nope, fuck it. If you're firing the editor-in-chief, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
And the editor-in-chief on Twitter has said he's not signing an NDA. He said, fuck my severance pay and fuck you.
He said,
And basically,
I don't
Good
need
for
your
him.
money. I'm going to talk.
yeah. Yeah, so he was thankfully in a financial position where he could say, I don't want your money. I'm going to be able to talk and fuck you. Basically, the parent company of the Escapist decided to give him unrealistic expectations and unrealistic goals. And what's been happening over the last number of years is that their site was losing visitors, it was losing viewership, and it was not going so well. The editor in chief and the staff who worked at The Escapist really came together to fix the problems and rebuild the site and the content and the community. And by all accounts, it was going pretty well. And then they were like, "Nah, dude, this is what we expect, and you're not delivering." And the thing they were picking on was short form content on the YouTube channel, because we'll get into that in a moment. YouTube likes short form content, but that is shitty for viewer retention metrics. And when you're talking metrics only, it looks bad. So they were like, "No, you're fired." And everyone else was like, "Okay, well, if you're firing him, I'm out. Fuck you." And good on them. So they've, in the span of a week, they have a Patreon set up that before they even had any content available for it, all they had was just the different tiers, and they hadn't even posted about it, hadn't even released the link publicly. Someone Googled it, figured out what their next move was, Googled the Patreon, and subscribed at the highest tier.
Yeah.
That's some dedication of your fan base when they're like, "I don't even care what you're producing. I am going to follow you and take my money. Shut up and take my money."
Just to give you some idea who Yahtzee is, Cajun. You know who Total Biscuit is, right?
Well, of course.
Of course you know who Total Biscuit is. You know what happened if he would have left Polaris?
He did, eventually.
They doesn't
No.
do so well, right?
Yep.
Well,
Right.
Yahtzee is the equivalent of the star, because he has some really great content, some really great shows and streams on The Escapist. One of them being the one that you mentioned, which is
Zero punctuation.
Yes, Zero. And he also had some spin-offs like Extra Punctuation, and there was another one that he did that was really cool. But yeah, no, it's legit, right? And he's the star. So like once he was just like, "I'm out. I don't know what The Escapist is going to do."
It's funny, apparently they were supposed to be releasing a Zero Punctuation this week, and they have not so far. I wonder why. It's odd. It's weird that you would
It's kind of hard to drive a car without an engine.
oh, yeah, weird.
Yeah. Well, if the office is empty, you can't produce content. So,
Yup.
So that's what happens when you start going corporate. Like decisions are made based on money and metrics, and not by like
What makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So their new thing, which is called Second Wind, is up and running. They were going to be releasing content this starting next week, or this coming Wednesday, I believe it was the 15th of November, 2023, is when they were going to start releasing content. And yeah, Yahtzee is going to have a short form video game review series that will be on that channel. He unfortunately does not own the rights to Zero Punctuation, but he's got his own thing that he's got the rights to, and he'll be doing. So it's basically going to be Zero Punctuation, but not Zero Punctuation.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be some punctuation.
Yes.
Yeah, they're gonna have to change that up too, because the art style and everything. Like,
Yep. Yeah,
but-
the cartoonists and everything, everyone left. They were all like, "Nah, we're out, dude. Fuck you."
That seems to be like the theme this year, though.
Yep.
Like, if you don't like the situation, leave. You don't like the situation, strike. You don't like the situation, start your own company. That people are starting to get smart. That they're not going to sit down and take the corporate BS that they've been taking for
Mhm.
ever. And
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I'm all for it.
I'm here to
Well,
watch
which-
the world burn for that. Like, no
Mhm.
joke.
Absolutely. I mean, how many unions have we seen, and people trying to form unions, have we seen go on strike this year alone, which is hugely indicative of where people are at. And like you said, we're just not going to take bullshit anymore. We're done.
Can I sing?
We're
Can I sing? We're not going to take it. Is that okay? I'm not going to ask.
Actually, you know what's really funny is Twisted Sister, the lead singer. I can't remember his name, and I feel bad now. He is on Twitter often, and he railed against a certain Talking Cheeto about using his song, or the Twisted Sister songs. We're not gonna take it in some political propaganda shit. And he was like, "No, you are literally who we are fighting against.
I
Fuck
remember
you.
that.
Have a cease and desist." Dee Snider is his name, the lead singer, and yeah, I got a lot of respect for that guy. He's really fun.
I remember that was hilarious. I was like,
I'm looking for more of that, where the corporate decisions piss so many people off they actually cripple themselves because people are like, I'm just going to go elsewhere.
Yep.
put a whole bin. I can do it myself with blackjack and hook.
Yeah, it's great because this new thing they're starting up is all fan funded. They're not going to be taking corporate investment. They will take sponsorships, but they will not be taking corporate investment because investors just want an ROI, which is return on investment. They're not necessarily concerned about long-term stability of the property. They just want a return on their investment as quick as possible, which, if anyone who's actually gone to business school properly and paid attention and not been like high as fuck would realize that an instant ROI is the worst way to screw yourself out of money in the long term. Because if all you're caring about is short-term investment, then you really don't see the long game and you don't see the big picture of, if I invest in this and let it simmer, let it cook properly, I will make even more goddamn money than just a couple thousand or a couple million in about 5 seconds. Like, I could stand to make even more money if I just calm my tits for 5 seconds. That's a terrible phrase I shouldn't use. I'm sorry. If I just calm my ass down for 5 seconds and wait, I can make more money than what I'm about to normally. Like, it's amazing how impatiently stupid people are these days.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, sorry, that's my rant.
No, it's a valid rant. I mean, kind of going through the same thing where I'm at the moment, because I'm just like, ugh. So I'm pretty sure Cajun's doing the same thing at the hospital too. So
it's all over the place.
Nope. So, but other than that, speaking of time and unfairness and everything else, this is gonna be a quick fire podcast tonight. YouTube being stupid, so it all kind of falls in line with metrics and everything else from The Escapist, to a video that Jesse Cox had put out, and I watched that whole damn thing. I mean, as soon as I saw it.
Yep.
And
so did I. It was eye-opening.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, Cajun and I have been in the content creation game for a little bit. We know what it takes if you don't care about the rest of your life.
Yep.
Right, and that's effectively what's happened. I mean, in the video that Jesse had put out, he's even stated, like, he's met women. Yeah, she's nice, but I have to work. Right?
Yep.
He's been doing this for like 13 years. And it actually started off talking about 5-minute news. I like 5-minute news. I catch it when I can.
Yep.
Mostly when it comes across my feed, because I'm subscribed to Jesse Cox. I have the bell ring. It just comes across. I watch it. It's great. Along with the Crin Minute. The Crin Minute is probably my favorite part of 5-minute gaming news. God damn it.
Freaking Jesse, man. Like, between him and Total Biscuit, they're the reason why I really even got even remotely close into content creation.
Yep. Jesse was talking about, because he makes 5-minute gaming news to, because he wanted more time to himself. He's like, well, I could do a maybe 5-minute show, talk some shit, and and move on with the rest of my projects. He's got like 3 games in the works.
Yeah.
Does he really?
Yeah.
The guy doesn't stop working.
Yeah. He's saying he does like 14-hour days on a daily basis, so like 5 minutes is there. What was interesting is he was telling us in this video how, this is where 5-minute gaming news is, and it's there so that way he can have more time to himself and whatnot. But because it's 5 minutes, the retention on his audience, it was overall metrics, because he wanted to see what he could do about pushing that forward. And it was a bite-sized show. It was for those people that just wanted something and enjoyed that type of content. But he went on to explain that people would spend 5-6 minutes on his short video, right? And if there was a Jesse 2 who made an hour-long video and they spent 12 minutes there, well, apparently, because they spent 12 minutes on a video, regardless of how long the video is, right? Apparently, Jesse 2 has it going on, and there's really nothing going on Jesse 1.
Yep.
Right.
Right.
It's the
It should be
subject of
looking at the
spreading too much butter on one piece of toast, like way too thin.
Yeah, and like what they should be doing is if YouTube wanted to do metrics properly, they'd be looking at the overall percentage of a video that someone watches. They wouldn't be worried about like, like you said, Lumi, that, you watch 12 minutes of one video, maybe it's a 6-hour video and you only watch 12 minutes, but that's, still more than the 2 minutes you watched on a different video out of a 3-minute video. And you watch 2 minutes, like you watched 66% of the one video and fuck all of the second, fuck all of the first video and like 66% of the 67% of the second video. Like, why are we going on overall times? The total number of minutes watched is not a valid metric. That is the same as and anybody who works in the IT world has experienced this. I guarantee you have, where your bosses have said the metric we're after is the number of trouble tickets opened versus the number of trouble tickets closed, paying no attention to how long it takes to do a ticket and why it's delayed or why it takes so long. So in this case, they're only looking at the opening and closing of tickets, the number of minutes you've watched total, versus what's the percentage of the video that you actually watched, which would be a much more valid metric to say if you're watching like 90% of a video from one person and 3% of a video from the other person, maybe you like that 90%. Maybe the 90% video is the one you should be looking at. Maybe that's the one you should be getting recommended more often. But
Maybe.
YouTube is just fucking dumb.
Which is ironic because we mentioned earlier with the other one about how YouTube is trying to get the short-term stuff coming up quick. The king of short-term content, TikTok, is now wanting people to do longer-term content.
Yes.
The thing
They're
about that,
reversing
though,
method.
Cajun, is that it's still in their rapid Rolodex scrolling format. So,
Right.
It's not like, you get a homepage, you get to choose which video you want to watch, like YouTube. Because going to YouTube is like how going to Netflix. You go, oh, I want to watch this type of thing, and it spits back a bunch of stuff, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah. But with TikTok, it doesn't matter. I mean, like all the stuff that I've been shooting up through clips, I haven't even bothered like clipping them down to like 60 seconds. Like, fuck it, I just got to get shit on my channel, right?
Right.
And I was just like, boop, there you go, and it'll run 10-minute videos if I put them up there. Like it's pretty crazy, and it shows up just like anything else. Like no editing required, which is great for me. So, but yeah, no, like it's like a whole thing with YouTube, and they're like they want to focus on short form content. That's not what they mean. They want to focus on shorts content. That's their cash cow at the moment because of the rapid fire Rolodex speed scrolling and whatnot, right? But YouTube is also the source for other things too, right? So if you introduce short form content that's not in their shorts feed Rolodex, like if 5-minute gaming, like if they had a 5-minute format for shorts and Jesse could squeeze 5-minute gaming news into that, it would do so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what's happening with TikTok. They're literally moving it to where I think you can get up to a 5-minute video on TikTok now.
10.
Is it 10? Well, there you go.
Yeah, no, I sat
damn.
and talked about the podcast for like 10 minutes one night because I was busy retooling stuff, and I was like, maybe I should do a podcast vlog. And I did. And it was in the middle of the night. It looked like a creeper, like I was sitting outside of somebody's house.
I remember that.
Talking, it's in my backyard, but whatever. But yeah, no, it's like a whole thing. And the crux of the thing of the thing is that YouTube came up with a solution to helping Jesse do better. You know what that was?
Yeah.
You know what it was, Cajun? Can you guess?
What was that?
Can you
What
make
was that?
Can you make 5-minute gaming news longer?
Yeah. That was the solution.
I feel Cajun rubbing his temples.
And, because then we have the big bad purple daddy coming out with stories now too.
Yeah, I don't know what to make about that. I have given two shits about Rolodex rapid fire short form content on Twitch because I'm already putting it on TikTok. Why? I think everybody needs to go back to doing what they're specialized in. Everybody is wanting to do everything and wants to be the Amazon of whatever it's doing. Like even Amazon is trying to be the Amazon of whatever it's doing. Streaming, grocery stores, pharmacies, phone service. They even have transportation services now? I don't know. I mean, they've got warehouses literally everywhere. they can get anything to you within a day. Like, so
Instantaneous.
right, but there's so many companies out there just trying to smash everything together. We've got YouTube, and they saw, hey, TikTok's doing rather well. I want a piece of that, so they made a form for that, and they're doing that. But the rest of their creators have suffered.
Yep.
Right. Same thing with like people are moving to Rumble. I have like auto upload to Rumble. I haven't even looked at Rumble. I don't think anybody
What's
watches.
Rumble?
It's a YouTube alternative.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
there we go, Mia. We can stream on that instead of Twitch.
Well, I've actually considered. My brain just farted. No, I thought about moving the podcast somewhere, but I've been here for so long, and I finally got all the emotes and everything else. Like rehoming this particular live stream is probably not the best idea. Right?
No.
Yeah. So, I mean, I thought about, what if we go to Kick? What if we just move it to YouTube? Because we have, youtube.com at UDP Broadcast. Like, I could totally do that there. But all the licensing and other stuff that I have for some of the things that I have going on, like the pre-show and whatnot, and I'd get copyright flagged right away.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's not a fun time to try to figure this shit out for sure. But
The balancing act is real.
yeah. But yeah, no, Jesse does bring up a good point, at least as far as creator lifestyles is concerned. Like, it takes a crap ton of work. Was I explaining it to you, Amy, or was I explaining it to Cajun? I forgot who it was. But, like, it will suck you in. Like, starting tomorrow, luckily we don't have a pre-show on this one. I'm going to go and I'm going to slice off the front end of this podcast, and I'm going to up the volume a bit so everybody says level, and I'm going to process it. I'm going to upload it to 3 different places, and that's it. So that's going to take me roughly about 2.5 hours, maybe, getting everything together, the sources and stuff. But when I was going hard in it, whenever I was doing like 5 shorts a day, I was producing.
Oh, yeah. You were deep into it for a second.
I didn't really
When I used to do YouTube, it was just as bad. Like, I was spending so much bloody time recording content, recording it over again, and recording it over again until it looked good. And then I was editing until it, sounded and looked or sounded good and flowed pretty well. And it just, yeah, you're right. It is a huge time sink. And unless you're in a position where you can pay someone to do that for you, you're a one-person show, and it is not easy.
Oh,
Nope.
It's insanely time consuming.
And it feeds into itself too, because what happens is the moment you free up your time to do stuff, if you get like an editor or somebody to do all of your post stuff, right? Well, now you have more time to do more content, which increases the load, in which you need more people to do the things because you've already filled up your time, and it just goes over and over. And I noticed that trend going on with Jesse too. Every time he offloads work, he puts more work onto his plate. Like he was like, I need to work on myself, go exercise. Oh, by the way, Dodger and I have a new series coming out. I hope you like it. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, dude. Scary Game Squad, it's going to be a thing whether people are there or not. I'll be there. Woo!
Cox and Crindor is getting animated show. Woo!
Yeah, but yeah, he started listed off. He's got Cox and Crindor in the morning, so forth and so on. 5-minute gaming news, and just listed off all the shit he did. And that's what you get into. That's why he's working 14 hours a day. You just do that, and that's what generates your revenue. And you just keep it going. Like it's crazy. So, but other about that, I mean, I think the philosophy right now is that I'm having fun doing this, and if I could press a button and make people laugh, okay, cool, I'm good. Like,
Yep.
we'll make money along the way. We'll just give it to the Trevor Project.
That's right.
Oh, I don't have anything else to talk about. Do we have anything else on this list, Amy?
There was one more thing, if I can find it really quick here.
One more.
Because we hit Epic, we hit Escapist, we hit
something about Icewind Dale 2, source code lost for good. Full remaster remains impossible, but modders, man, modders. So what's all that about?
I don't know. I didn't read it.
Perfect. Let me go pull it up real quick here.
While you do that, we could still reinforce the fact that we talked about mods and modders like every other podcast because they've made something ridiculous for some game that we're playing. Baldur's Gate, Kerbal Space Program. I think Cajun
of
found a mod.
Warcraft.
World of Warcraft. I think Cajun is playing a game recently that has a mod on it, and he was like, "Oh wow, yeah, no, I'm totally doing this now." Maybe it was Baldur's Gate that you were talking about the last time we were talking about it,
Might have been.
or maybe it was modding your
Might in
3DS.
general. Oh, the 3DS. Yeah. I jailbroke the fire out of that bad boy.
Right. Crit also, there's mods all over the place for Warcraft, like the hardcore mod. It's not
Deadly
really
boss mod.
Deadly Boss mod. Speaking of, I need to go download all of the.
And Super Guild Invite, SGI. I love that.
Speaking of, I need to get all that sorted. November 30th is the season of Discovery.
Yeah.
Cajun, did you talk to your pandas to find out?
Not yet.
Are you going to ask for permission, or are you going to
No,
ask or are you going to ask for forgiveness?
That.
Okay.
It's easier that way.
Remember, communication with your spouse is very important. I did. I
Oh,
communicated. I was so sorry. Yeah, no, I got it. But yeah, the modders keeping the world alive. Heck, Neverwinter Nights is currently surviving on modders' lifeblood at this particular moment. Right, that game is not necessarily abandoned, but like BioWare is not supporting it anymore. So, there was was it Final Fantasy VII? I think the PC version. No, the remaster was almost not possible for Final Fantasy VII. But because the developers kept some of the developer files that were put in the distribution discs, and people like ripped the bytes out to find it, they were able to redo the whole thing, which is kind of cool.
But modding is cheating.
Oh God.
Yeah, especially if Chun-Li is nude. Missed that one last week.
Yep. That's why you have a blank PS5 for competitions. You borrow somebody's.
You borrow somebody who doesn't compete?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that makes sense to me.
But everything is a cheat. So basically, with Icewind Dale, there was going to be a planned remaster / make it all cool and new again. However, with numerous purchases of the property of the IP going around all over the place, who all has bought it here? Atari, Wizards of the Coast, Interplay. It just vanished. Formerly BioWare even owned it at one point. So the former CEO, was it here? Beamdog's CEO Trent Ostner, formerly of BioWare, has claimed that there's nightmares that abound in remastering Icewind Dale 2 on the company's Infinity Plus engine. And way back in 2017, he just completely ruled it out, saying like, yeah, no, not going to happen. But apparently, like, nobody knows where it is. Nobody can find it. And some modders are taking over. What is it here? The Red Chimera Group, whose name sounds like one of those corporations. And I'm reading directly from PC Gamer, so thank you to PC Gamer for letting me read your stuff, even though you didn't really give me permission, but I'm going to anyways, because creative rights, I think. Anyways,
Links will be available in the description.
Yes, their project is not an Infinity Plus engine conversion, like the official Beamdogs one. Instead, it introduces numerous quality of life changes, 110 new spells, 170 magic items, 30 new feats, and various NPCs that are recruitable for your party, and bundles a widescreen patch. Ooh. So you can play something from like the early 2000s in 4K, which is amazing. PC Gamer goes on to say, like, give you a little guide on how to set it up, which I'll, not mention that because you can go read the thing, which again, links will be in the description. But yeah, so community fans, a modding group is now going to fix the game and make it available, but obviously not on the new Infinity engine, which is unfortunate. And the author of the article here at PC Gamer, Ted Litchfield, thinks that maybe the source code is on some random hard drive somewhere, which, I mean, it is the IT world. The video game industry is definitely part of the IT world. I would not count that out because I have seen all kinds of quote-unquote storage solutions over the years. Most of the time, it is just random shit in a closet or in a drawer or filing cabinet that nobody knew about. You're like, oh, look at this. We've been looking for this for the last 10 years. Look at this, what I found.
It's going to be found in one of those storage unit cells one day.
Yeah, it starts crossing the line from remaster to remake. So, and I heard Icewind Dale. I remember seeing that. Like, I have no time for that. This is on the days when Diablo 2 was just peeking around the corner. I remember looking at that. I was like, I really don't have time for that. But after playing a little bit of Pillars of Eternity and things like that, I was like, I could probably go back and play that. So if they do a remake of it, I think I will actually check it out. So.
We like remakes, Eddie.
That's right.
Yeehaw.
Remakes. Yep. Anything else? If not, we can wrap it up.
That does it for the content we were going to cover tonight on the show. It was done super, super fast, completely unprepared per usual. I mean, we're professionals.
The lightning round.
Normally I spend, like 30, 45 minutes to an hour, like kind of going over everything, seeing if I want to do some filler or anything like that, and making sure I was on point. And I had no time. I walked in the door, turned on the computer, and was just like, "Okay, going live." And you guys were like, "What?" So
Lumi walks in. Good morning, Vietnam.
So Cajun,
About it.
My ears.
Sorry, I've been quiet all night. I had to get one loud one in.
Yeah, woke her up, Cajun.
Damn it!
What are we doing this week, Cajun?
We are exclusive hunting for shinies. You have some on your side I need, and I have some on my side that you need. Trying to finish that up, and then I wouldn't mind touching that new game you sent me. Is it co-op?
Kind of.
Or is it like the other Souls where you can bring somebody in and they help you with bosses kind of deal?
I'd have to look into it. I don't know, but it does have multiplayer, so I'm looking forward to dying with you if that's something you want to do.
Yes, because I wouldn't mind. Yeah, we ride and die over here.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying that maybe Wednesday just to change things up a bit.
Sure. You have both the first and the second, and they're both fantastic. So
That's what we're doing this week, then.
Perfect. Amy, what you doing this week?
Probably some Baldur's Gate. I will probably also hop back into Hard Space Shipbreaker, maybe violate people's human rights. I mean, human rights in Contraband Police, because there has been a major update, which I'm kind of excited for. There's an endless mode. Now, so the game never ends, and I can just keep abusing people as they come through my checkpoint. Nice. I can just stand there and say, "Papers, please."
Disclaimer: all war crimes done on this podcast are strictly fictional and in video game form. Please do not arrest Amy.
That's right. We're a video game podcast.
Don't watch me play RimWorld.
Oh, man.
Organ harvesting is profitable.
You don't need those arms.
I can't take arms, but I can definitely take, I don't know, your lungs, your heart, your kidneys, your liver.
Crit, what are you doing this week?
Working. Yep.
Yeah, you're no longer a slave to the minimum wage. Congratulations.
Yay.
Nice.
We're so proud of you.
No doubt. Super proud of the Crit.
I got myself promoted to customer. Well, I promoted myself.
I was going to say, that was voluntary. It wasn't imposed.
They said if I can come, they said I can come back. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Which is always awesome.
Chicken, come back.
You can blame it all on.
When you get to leave on good terms and your now former bosses or boss stand there or sit there and say, "Hey, you're welcome back anytime," that's always a good feeling. It really is.
It is.
Oh, speaking of chicken attack, how do you like those chickens?
Chickens?
In Rumble.
Oh, I haven't touched Rumble since you hyped it up. I've been getting the notifications, so I've been doing nothing but collecting my daily experience bump. So, and I want to play it more. I just find myself playing Egg Inc. and Pokemon Sleep whenever I get the chance. So
I need to start doing the Pokemon Sleep, but I forget to put the timer on.
Oh, yeah.
Feels bad.
Yeah, especially since like you don't ever turn your lock screen on. You just let it go, and Android takes care of the. Are you on iPhone?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it keeps your lock screen off, so it just kind of locks it out. But it does dim the screen so that way you can sleep.
I used the Pokemon Go little thing that I got for my birthday. I don't have to worry about my phone anymore. It's been a lifesaver.
I just keep on my wireless charger. I don't care if it keeps track of my sleep accurately or not. In fact, I've actually been turning it on and cheating the system at like 11:30 and setting it over to my charge on my right and continuing to watch anime till like 1. So,
I'm about to go do the same thing.
Cajun started watching Mashal, which I'm very proud of him for.
It is good. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm looking forward to watching more.
I figured you would like that because of all the workout stuff, at least. So,
My man is a lifter, and I love it. He says, "Screw your magic."
But that's it. That's the Fashionably Late UDP broadcast for this week. Tune in next week where we will not be near as late and be on point.
Yes.
Apparently, my character in Baldur's Gate 3 is now about to be turned into a sub to Lae'zel. She's going to be a power bottom.
I need to hear no more.
Jeez. All right, chat. It's been fun. Thank you very much. I'm going to drop out. May stream later tonight. If not, you can probably catch me on Discord watching anime. So, see you then.
See y'all next week. Bye.